Up the gut. He's got first down yardage and more. He's pushing on edge. Turns the corner at the 30, down the sideline, out near side to Arnett. Arnett cuts back in and has a wide open. And it doesn't get there. And it never gets old saying for this. Let's go Krogery.
And welcome inside Raceland football alongside head coach Mike Salmons. I'm James Collier. Happy to have you along with us here tonight on the Rams Sports Network. We're going to preview the upcoming week, a busy weekend this week for the Rams. They've got Pleasure Ridge Park coming in Friday night, Hall of Fame night that evening as well. Several new members going into the Rams Hall of Fame. We'll break all that down. We've got Jonah Arnett, Eli Evans, and Brody Brumfield coming up a little bit later on. We'll be doing some cover zero for them, and we're going to talk about the Ashland game. And, Coach, what an atmosphere first off. What a way to kick off the 2026 season. Obviously not the side of the scoreboard you'd like to be on, but you and I, we talked after the game. Just an amazing high school atmosphere for a high school football game.
Yeah, really special environment for both sides, student athletes. A lot of emotion, and you get all kinds of messages after games. And one of the messages that kind of resonates with me was, that game was really beneficial in the sense that you had the emotion and maybe all the strategy and the things that could go on in a whole season in the course of 48 minutes and a little bit overtime. And so, I would be very surprised if our learning curve from that game is not steep. I really feel like our growth will be accelerated from that experience. And we obviously made our fair share of mistakes. And I'm sure, Ashland feels the same way. It's the first game you're going to have that. And obviously there were some players that went down, and you had cramps and things like that. But just to be able to really be able to hang in there and be able to make a play, start making some plays late and give ourselves a chance in a game, I think really resonates with who we are and our character, and really gives us something to build on.
You talk about the emotional draining of that game. I talked with Coach Tackett as he was leaving the press box after the game, and I told him, I said, I'll text you tomorrow. He goes, that's fine, man. I'm going home, going to sleep. I mean, it was just a draining game, physically, emotionally, the highs and lows, everything that happened in just what you said, 48 and a little bit more extra minutes of a great football game.
Yeah, really, really emotionally charged.
Pressure coming off the edge. Waller steps up.
Emotionally charged.
He'll float it near sideline. A diving, reaching catch. Blank Stiltner out of the backfield. Waller wants to throw, goes quickly into the slot. That's Eli Evans who makes the grab.
Would love to play in
He gets up, looking downfield, looking for a spot. Now he's going to try to run.
And our expectations.
He breaks free, gets out to the 40, gets stonewalled right at his 40. He'll cut upfield, and he gets upended at the 45 on a big pop.
From that game on Friday, even with the plethora.
They give it to Stiltner. Stiltner trying to bounce it to the outside. It's a foot race, and nobody's going to catch him. And trying to hit that little pooch kick, trying to beat it to it. And Raceland is there. They got it.
But sometimes
coming off the edge. Stiltner picks it up. Waller's going to take off running. Cuts up the seam. Still on his feet over across the 35. Keys beats him. It's a foot race across the 40, the 30, the 20. Cuts back middle of the field. 10, 5, touchdown.
How quickly things flipped.
You're Stiltner trying to stretch it out to the near side.
One play, you go down, you get a touchdown.
Stiltner delivers a stiff arm at mid. Give to Stiltner. Stiltner bouncing it to the outside. A stiff arm.
Like this is going to be a dogfight the rest of the way.
Yeah, it really was. Really possession by possession game. And what's kind of ironic was, roughly speaking, we were both in the same total yardage of 280-ish plus or minus. And we both had 80-yard home runs, And so the rest of the game, we were slugging it out 60-ish times each. For 200 yards, 3 yards an average snap. Now there were some ebbs and flows and some negative plays and obviously some positive plays in there, but really a slugfest. Almost the way the game kind of played out is almost like maybe like a playoff game as far as I know in the first half we had 4 possessions. One of them was the last possession of the half there, and the game was really short in that regard. And so our guys, our resolve I think was good to see. Had plenty of chances to, not stay in the fight. Had plenty of chances early on in the fight that we didn't capitalize on, that we just weren't good enough at that time. Again, a lot of credit goes to Ashland for being able to step up and make plays. And when we had a chance, there was 2 series in the first half. We had the ball, at least on the plus 30-ish, and just couldn't get anything going with it. And so, that's things we got to grow from, things we got to learn from, and things that we got to learn. Hey, you really got to take advantage of these opportunities, particularly in big-time football games. And that was a big-time environment. It was a big-time opener for us, and one that we really feel like we can reflect and grow from.
you go in down 14-7, Ashland taking all the momentum into the locker room. Their longest sustained drive, over 5 minutes, 12 plays. They get in for the touchdown right before the horn, and they lead at 14-7 in the locker room. You guys come out. Ashland only has the ball twice the entire third quarter, and both times they're forced to punt. You like the response that you see there for the guys out of the locker room.
Yeah, so, that's been a focus of ours, an intentional purpose focus of ours this year. We've started doing this thing about 2/3 of the way through practice. In the summer, we would always take what we called a halftime, and we were trying to simulate a game halftime and how our response would be from the halftime, and really trying to surge in that third quarter and try to, impose our will. Maybe last year that wasn't our strength, and trying to maybe put an intentional focus on that area. Came out of the locker room, got a first down, I think, if I remember right, on the first drive, ended up having to punt. But then from there, kind of back and forth. A couple of times we had chances to capitalize and just, couldn't. And then finally at the end of the third, I think we punched one in down on the softball end and kind of got some momentum back. And, I thought our response was good even in the fourth quarter when things didn't go our way. We had a chance to make a play. We didn't. Next play, they hit a home run. And then we respond from there, able to drive down a little bit, have to punt. Then we're able to bow our necks and get a stop, get the ball back. And the next thing you know, we're in the end zone, maybe rather quicker than what we'd anticipated. And so, again, I thought our response was good. How we responded to adversity. I said it early on. That really defines how this thing will go. What's our foundation? What's our response going to be? And once we know what our response is going to be, we can coach the rest of it. We can get the rest of it fixed. And our response was strong, something for us to build on. Again, too many mistakes in week one. Not enough. Didn't make enough plays to be successful against a good team. I don't know what Ashland's going to end up, but they're going to win their fair share of football games. They got a daggone good football team, and we feel the same. We feel the same, but I think just a lot to really reflect on. And when guys, back to the point I made a few minutes ago, when guys see it, not only do they see it and feel it on the field away from us coaches, then they see it from the camera in the film room. I think that even accelerates the learning more than just listening, to maybe me get on them on a misfit, or me to get on the offensive lineman about on a down block. You got to step with your inside foot, don't cross over. Well, okay, coach is just saying that because it's Wednesday afternoon at 4:30. It's 82 degrees. I'm sweating and I'm tired. But when we get in the course of the battle, that matters. And so I think those little things. It's so funny, James, in this game, 300 feet goal line to goal line, 160 feet sideline to sideline, and the game's decided by, I don't know.
A couple inches.
Yeah, less than a foot.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I think that will help us when us coaches try to say, hey, look, man, little things matter. The difference in good and great are the little things. They matter. I don't care how big the arena is or in our case, the playing field. The little things matter. The misfits, the wrong shoulders, the wrong angles, those things matter. And so, again, I think that will be learned from last Friday, and hopefully we can see step forwards here in 2 days.
And there's 3 plays that immediately jump out at me when you talk about, game of inches. Ashland's 4th down conversion on their first drive comes up 3 chain link short.
Sure.
You guys have 4th and 20. Jake gets shoved out of bounds and is about a chain link short of getting it there. And then 3rd and go inside the 1 and try to punch it in and can't get it in right there. You're talking about put those together, you might have a full yard on a football field.
Yeah. Again, we've learned from, the past, decade so, or maybe even less than that, as you climb this ladder, the air gets thinner. I've talked about that in depth, with you. And as the playing competition level goes up, the margin of error gets smaller, and the difference in winning and losing is small at that level. Now, some games you can go out and make a ton of mistakes. Everybody in the stands is going to say how well you played, and in reality, maybe you didn't play well. But you're so far superior, it worked out. That's not what last Friday was. There was no, nobody was superior to anybody. Both teams were obviously very, very well matched. And so the little things matter. The ball security, that was one thing. Both teams really took care of the ball. We had a great opportunity to make a turnover and didn't. We turned the ball over. And, we weren't very good on 3rd down situation. That was a big part of the game. And those are things that we got to focus on and get better. Been an emphasis this week in practice. And again, I feel like us able to experience that will help us moving forward.
A couple of opportunities you guys had to really seize that momentum. You get the touchdown. Stiltner gets in for the 3-yard run, and that evens the game at 14. And then you get the pooch kick from Seth, and Brody Brumfield comes untouched down that far sideline, gets a great bounce, pounces on the ball. and then you start 1st and 20 after a penalty for a false start or a holding penalty, and then a botched snap backs you up another 4 and you're second and behind the chains a lot, and end up having to punt that one away.
Yeah, so we just scored. That's one of the positions I'm talking about. We had really, and there was another one in the first half when we did, actually before Ashland's last drive, the 5-minute drive you spoke about. We were on the cusp of field goal range. I don't know exactly where we were, but we were somewhere inside the 30, maybe inside the 20. Decided to go for it. Maybe, hindsight's 20/20. That was a big possession got away from us. And then we just got the momentum back. I think we tied it up at 14, got another possession. Tried a sudden change play on first down. We really had a hard time all night protecting.
Yeah.
We really did. Jake was extremely efficient. I think it was 11. We get him for 11, 14, and we certainly called more than 14 pass plays. He just couldn't get the ball off at times. Yeah. Their pass rush was phenomenal, and we weren't as good as we needed to be to protect him. But try to go up top there on first down. End up taking a sack. Just inside a minute to go in the third. So now we're 2nd and 20. So let's try to cut this thing in half, see where we're at. We're still on the plus side of the field, see how the thing goes. And then we get a botch snap. So now we're 2nd and 25. And we're starting the fourth quarter. And so, everybody's got play sheets, everybody's got a plan. Mike Tyson's adage, do you get punched in the face? But, nobody's got plans for 2nd and 25, I can tell you. That includes Carson Palmer and those guys.
Yeah.
Or Joe Burrow. I mean, those guys, this doesn't work that way. And so from there, we really got behind and just couldn't take advantage of that opportunity. We just weren't good enough in that moment. We weren't quite ready for that moment. Weren't well enough prepared and could execute. But again, I think we'll learn from that moment and be able to execute moving forward.
The big moment for the game, though, your defense had to stand up and make a play, and they did. They had to get you the football back. But in the process of doing so, the offense knew they were getting the football back with no timeouts because you had to use all your timeouts. And you guys get the football back inside of 2 minutes, need about a little bit over a minute of that to get down the field and get it in the end zone. But it all started with a great return from Jonah as he returned it down to the 29 and gave you guys a short field, his best return all night long.
Yeah, so, something we can really build on there. I felt like we had to score late in the third and score late in the fourth. That's something we can definitely build on. Offense kind of got moving there. They had him backed up inside the 5. Great punt by Seth. Seth stepped up and punted for us. Had a chance. Had him in 3rd and 8. Couldn't get the quarterback on the ground. Ended up getting a stop, and we're saving our timeouts there, trying to make the game as long as we could, and we did. And then players make plays. Jonah stepped up, made a play. Defense got to stop, forcing the punt. Jonah picked up a punt, made a nice return way down in here. And honestly, James, we probably scored maybe a little faster than we anticipated. We had anticipated maybe. You never know how things are going to go, but if the game comes down to the end here, if we had a chance to walk it off on a 2-point conversion or something, maybe we'd consider it.
Sure.
But then we score. I think there was 53
seconds left.
53 seconds left. And although that is short, that's kind of not what we had envisioned. It felt like we were going to go, at the time, we thought at least 50-plus yards, which ended up we didn't.
Yeah.
We felt like there was still time left there. And at that point, we had kind of seized the momentum. Obviously, we have the utmost confidence in our kicking game. Obviously, we've displayed that time after time. And so had confidence there in the kicking game and felt like we had the momentum. Let's keep playing here. Let's see what happens. Like I said, really thought that maybe the window would be shorter there to be able to do some type of 2-point conversion. And, Jake stepped up on first down, made a nice play, made a nice completion over the middle, best I remember. And then Jonah, I think, ran around the edge here, looked like he was going to go in. And then we called a pass play again. Jake on a rollout, and he tucks it away and makes a play. And next thing you know, he's in the end zone. I think it was a 3-play drive.
Yeah.
And so, really efficient. Our guys really had some momentum, and so we kind of want to lean into that.
Was there any conversation there on that play? Again, you got 53 seconds to go in the ball game. But with that high score that you guys got the defense stop, the quick touchdown, did you consider going for 2, or let's take this thing, make a stand, get in overtime, and try to win on the home field?
Well, both teams were out of timeouts at that point, so we knew they were going to, if we could cover the kick, they were going to have some type of difficulty unless they hit a home run over the top because they were out of timeouts.
Yeah.
I think maybe had 1 or maybe none at the time, and we had none. And again, I think we kind of had a couple ideas in mind for a 2-point play. But thinking maybe later, like it almost like it happened too quick.
Yeah.
And so at that point we kind of flipped the momentum after the stop. So it was like, what the heck, let's play on here. That was kind of the thought process. Never really gave it much thought. Didn't have a timeout to maybe slow your thinking down or maybe reconsider yourself or let someone talk you out of it. That's part of it, right? But that's kind of where we were. And again, I just really was proud of our resolve, our ability to respond to adverse moments, our ability to really lean on our roots, our foundations to be able to get back in the game. Again, if the game would have flipped the other way, we're still sitting here on a Wednesday, 2 days before game 2. We have no trophies behind us, no new trophies, and we're trying to find a way to get better. And so, I think Coach Tackett kind of alluded to the same thing too. Hey, look, we got to grow from this game and try to learn and get better, and as we try to reach our full potential. And that's really what it's about for us. And they always say, from week 1 to week 2, teams make a big jump, the biggest jump of the season. And I'm really, really excited to see us perform on Friday.
Coach Tackett talked about after the game. He kind of kidded. He said we've not won rock, paper, scissors, anything, coin tosses or anything going through 7-on-7 all the way up to the season. And to lose a coin toss there in overtime, you guys get the defensive side of the ball first. You had done a great job of limiting their big playmakers on the outside, and Hughes just makes a great move and gets inside leverage and gets in the end zone.
Yeah, probably one of the most frustrating things of the night, and I talked about it a little bit, with some of our ability to, we had some misalignments. I think I spoke about that earlier. And we had some misalignments from some kids that the moment wasn't too big for, or shouldn't have been too big for. Mm-hmm. We had some misalignments from kids that, had been in some really big games. And on that fourth down play, or the first down play in overtime, they had a good play call. We tried to change our front. We tried to get over our odd front, get an even front. Couldn't get lined up right. They did a good job. They put number 34 in the backfield as a decoy there. We really thought he'd been a good runner for him. Yeah. He's a good runner, good football player.
Yeah, he hit the 30-yarder down here for the first touchdown.
Yeah, really cost us some trouble on defense too. Him on defense. Mm-hmm. And so we thought, well, maybe they're going to hit him up in there. And Eli out there had played really good on Hughes all night, and he kind of got a little bit misaligned. And again, credit to them. They got a good football coach. They got a good football team. They won a lot of football games for a reason. And Hughes made a nice play, nice throw, nice catch, nice protection. Eli was there, just a tad bit tardy. And so they got I don't know if I'd call it explosive, because, at that point the field was short, but it was a big play at the moment. And it just goes to show you, 4 or 5 plays later, we go to Eli in a similar situation, and he's somewhat open. Their guy was in good coverage, but the ball could have been caught. Yeah. And it shows the difference of just, the little things. Eli just a little bit late on breaking up the ball from Hughes on the touchdown. We were just a little bit off target, delivering the ball to Eli for our touchdown. And so those 2 plays don't decide the game, but it kind of shows just the margin of error was so small, and that small thing makes a difference. We could go on and on about steps on the offensive line, misfits on the defensive line, getting your headgear on the wrong side, all these type of things that guys, first of all, were able to see on the field. Second of all, on Sunday when the motion wears down, they're able to see it in the film. And then as we went back to work Monday, correct it. And so, we put the game to bed on Sunday, really learned from it, had a longer film session than normal because there was so much teaching from it. And then, we're on to game.
And that's
2.
what you like with games like that is the ability, because like you said, the learning curve is so steep. You're going to get so much out of those 48, 50 minutes of football game than you might get in 3, 4, 5 games combined this year.
Very possible. I don't know, you may go a whole season and not experience some of the emotions of that game, some of the strategy that came into that game, some of the, decision making, some of the ebbs and flows, and it wasn't, it wasn't wavy. It was steep both ways. I mean, again, both teams hit 80-yard home runs, so those are steep moments, and a lot of positive and negative plays on both sides. A lot of things throughout the game that really came into play that you may not see for the next maybe month, but James, maybe till Thanksgiving. Yeah. I don't know how this thing's going to play out, but we know that we have something to rely on, reflect on. Not that we're going backwards, but that we can learn and reflect and move forward from that. And anytime you got that resolve to be able to stay in the fight, and also if you will take the reflection in the right way, obviously it gives you a lot of excitement to move forward.
All right, we're going to step out for a break. We'll come back. We'll bring the players in. We've got Jonah Arnett, Brody Brumfield, and Eli Evans. We'll go cover 0 with those guys, and then Coach will come back. We'll highlight a few players I want to talk about from the Ashland game, talk about Hall of Fame weekend, and get ready for PRP Friday night at 8 o'clock. That's as we continue our coverage here on Inside Raceland Football on the Ram Sports Network.
Searching for a family care provider? You can find an SOMC family care office close to wherever you happen to be, where you'll be served by an entire team of healthcare professionals with roots in our local community, all easily reachable through one simple phone number. And at some of our offices, you'll have the convenience of extended hours, same-day scheduling, and weekend appointments. Looks like we just made your search a whole lot easier. The family care providers of SOMC. Very good things are happening here.
When joint and muscle pains slow you down, let Doc get your body realigned at Johnson Chiropractic. Dr. Shannon Johnson offers a wide variety of treatments from chiropractic care, corrective exercises, and electrical stimulation. Doc also offers DOT exams and drug screens. He also provides pre- and postnatal chiropractic services to help new mothers alleviate stress drug-free. To schedule an appointment, call 606-473-5151 or visit them online at drshannonjohnson.com. That's Johnson Chiropractic's proud supporter of Raceland Athletics.
Trust is something earned, not given. For over 90 years, KFB has built trust in your community. We believe our neighborhood is our responsibility. Through our quality service, innovative products, and local decision-making, we are committed to your financial success. Better financials lead to a better life. All with the Better Bank headquartered in Boyd County and serving the tri-state. KFB, the bank you trust and the community you love.
Since 1992, DSI has been serving their customers with quality products and affordable prices for 33 years. DSI offers a wide variety of gear for your favorite team and also offers wholesale and retail screen printing, embroidery, vinyl, and direct-to-film applications. DSI also welcomes your custom design for your team, business, or anything you may need. Have a vision? Let DSI's custom design team make that vision a reality. For over 30 years, DSI has been the trusted name for quality products at an affordable price. Check them out at 511 Greenup Avenue in Raceland or online at supertees.com. When you are hungry and on the go, stop by the Rams Dairy Bar for your next meal. Rams Dairy Bar offers mouth-watering cheeseburgers and hot dogs made any way you like them with plenty of sides to choose from. Don't forget to grab an ice cream cone to go or a hand-dipped milkshake with a variety of flavors. Rams Dairy Bar also offers a full selection of flavored coffees to get your day moving in the right direction. The next time you're hungry and don't know where to go, swing by the Rams Dairy Bar, proud supporters of Raceland Athletics for over 25 years.
At Primary Plus, we're more than just a healthcare provider. Since 1983, we have been proudly serving communities across northeastern Kentucky, providing state-of-the-art care to the region we call home.
Being able to spend time with patients is really what does make the biggest difference.
My goal is to get you as well as I can so that you don't need a doctor as often.
With expert clinicians offering personalized care in pediatrics, mental health, pharmacy, dental, and so much more. We're more than your family doctor. We're your doctor in the family.
Ison's Cards and Collectibles, located at 214 Main Street in Old Russell, is your headquarters for sports collectibles, along with a huge selection of Funko Pop characters from sports figures to novelty characters to choose from. Ison's also offers team apparel for pro and collegiate teams and has varsity team jackets available for all local teams with customization available. Ison's features several autographed jerseys for purchase with cards for every set available as well. Stop by Ison's Cards and Collectibles, located on 214 Main Street in Old Russell, and check them out on Facebook. When Faith opened Ram Pharmacy, many said a pharmacy would never make it in Raceland. Too small, not enough traffic, not a prime location. But one man remembered the words, "If I be lifted up, I will draw all men to me." At Ram Pharmacy, you're more than a customer. We care about your mind, body, and soul, and there's no thing we wouldn't do to help you with your healthcare needs. Proud supporters of Raceland Elementary and the high school, go Rams! Give God the praise and do Curtis a favor. Go to church on Sunday. Call 836-RAMS today. Ram Pharmacy, your friend for life.
And we're back here on Inside Raceland Football on the Rams Sports Network. James Carter, happy to have you along with us here. I've got some guys in with us tonight. I'll let them introduce themselves, and then we'll get into it. And then, of course, we'll get to cover zero here in just a bit. I'll start here.
Brody Brumfield, outside backer, number 9.
Jonah Arnett, number 11, safety.
Eli Evans, number 15, DB.
Brody, I'll start with you. You had one of the biggest plays of the ball game. And you guys go down, you get the touchdown, you tie it up 14-14, and then you see Seth. And I knew what was coming when I saw him line up.
Yeah.
And I looked up, the ball hits that and here you come untouched. When did you realize that ball was gettable? Was it midfield? Was it a little bit closer to it? How close?
It was honestly before the snap.
Okay.
I realized, like, I got to go get that, like, you know what I mean? Like, all the way down the field. Like, he kicked it, and no one was near him, so I knew to dive on it.
When you see a ball like that, especially as open as it was, I mean, is it one of those things like, oh, I'm gonna overslide the ball and I'm gonna miss it or something?
I was kind of just like, ain't no way. Like,
can't be that open, right? Jonah, for you, you had one of the biggest plays in the ball game. Your best punt return came when you guys needed it the most, and they really did a good job of keeping the ball away from you. That one, they hung it to where you were able to get a running start, got a great seam on the near side. Guy made a touchdown saving tackle, you're in the house. But how big was that play in that moment to get you guys the opportunity to go and tie the game?
Yeah, it was very big. I think it gave us a lot of momentum. You know, being down 7 right there, Coach Fannin told me before that, he's like, we need a good return right here. And like you said, it was a really good ball. Got a running start up on it, and it was a good play.
Eli, you start the season off with a heck of a way. Everybody sold off on the run. And you have one of the hardest positions to be in that position. It's like, don't drop the ball. I mean, there was nobody within 15 yards of you. Did you know when you saw the safety bite, you're like, okay, it's just me and Jonah, or me and Jake, I've got to make this play?
As soon as I like broke off the post and he tried to like turn around and follow with me, and I saw him fall, my biggest thing was like, don't drop the ball. Just keep running, catch the ball, and go. And then after I caught it, I was like, don't get hawked down. That was like my biggest thing.
How big is that? Senior year, you start the season off on an 89-yard touchdown. I mean, you know, that's setting the bar high.
Yeah.
I mean, how big is that for you?
It definitely, I was smiling for probably the next 10, 15 minutes after that. And then it just got my energy up through the roof more than it already was.
Coach talked about film session Sunday, said it was intense. Probably one of the longer film sessions that you guys as seniors have been through. But there was so many learning curves and opportunities to learn from in that game. That was the reason it was there. Brody, when you look at a game like that, Coach and I were just talking about, I said, you may have 4 or 5 games combined that goes through that you don't have the scenarios that you go into a game like that. How big is a game like that?
We like to really take things like one step at a time. So, like playing a game like this, it was definitely a really good test for us, but obviously it's not our goal. But I think a lot of things we can really improve upon. We've had a pretty good week of practice, so that's really all I got to say. Now,
Johnny, what has practice been like this week? Again, that sour taste in your mouth of coming up short on, you know, the season opener here at home, a great atmosphere, but you guys got a little pep in your step, ready to get back out there and crack some pads?
Yeah, I think everyone's really been focused this week, really. Just been watching a lot of film. Coach Salmons has been, you know, on us this week, getting us ready to go. And,
I heard him out there at the end of practice today.
He's fired up, getting ready to go, and as he should be. I think we're all fired up and want to get our first win at home.
Yeah, what's it been like, Eli, this week on both sides of the ball? You being a two-way player like Jonah, both sides of the ball really anxious to get things rolling.
I'm definitely. Oh man, I just blinked for a second. I'm just excited to see how we'll bounce back after the loss. I think we'll come out pretty intense. Like everybody's going to be wanting to hit, tackle, score. Like everybody's just going to try to be on their A game.
Well, let's start first defensively, since all three of you play defense. What's the biggest thing that you've taken away from that game, Brody? I'll start with you. That you felt like, okay, we did this well, but as a group, as a linebackers, we've got to do this better.
I feel like we always really set the tone early, like as linebackers, but I think we should assign to our gaps more and be more physical when we get tired.
Jonah?
I'd say just tackling in open space, really. Just like, you know, gave up a lot of explosives on that run right there, the stretch, and I don't know, just comes down to little plays like that.
Eli?
Probably say much of what Jonah said about just stopping outside run and just containing it, just not letting them get 8 to 10 yards off of a run that should have been 2 to 3.
Yeah. Now, you know, you think about 2 of their outside runs go for touchdowns, 30 yards and 81. And Coach and I, we talked about it in the last segment. You know, you talk about the game of football being truly a game of inches. There were 3 plays that you probably could have sandwiched together and maybe come up with a full yard. The 4th down stop that you guys got on Ashland down here was about 3 lengths short. Jonah's run, or Jake's run, needing 20 yards and got 19 3/4, and then the 4th down stop up here. You know, it shows those moments when the coaching staff are talking about how much little things matter in a game of that magnitude, Brody. It really shows up when you see it in a game like that.
Yeah.
What offensively, guys? What's the thing that you took away from that went well, didn't go well, that you got to bring into PRP this week?
I mean, I'd say offensively for us, I think actually our passing game was pretty good that game. You know, Eli caught a really good ball. I think our screens were working okay, some of our jailbreaks, but I'd say like running the ball more because that's our identity.
Sure.
You know, wanting to run the ball, getting more push up front, and like running back seeing the holes better. You know what I mean? And you know, bouncing off tackles more. Even for me, I thought when I was at one guy get on me, I'd fall. So I'd say just getting more prepared this week and watching film.
Eli, the receiver room, there's just several guys that caught balls the other night. You know, Jake was really moving the ball around well. And you coming in, the guy that returns from last year really had a good breakout second half of the season, but Scout was effective in the game. Charlie Vanderhoof was effective in the game. And when you've got multiple weapons like that can go to different levels on the field, it really makes the passing game more efficient. How big is that?
It definitely is a big plus because, I mean, we have, I think, at each receiver spot, like X, Y, and Z, I think we have 2 to 3 people at every spot. And most of them have played the receiver for a while, or like me and Brigham and Scout, we all come back from playing last year. It definitely plays like a big part, having like that experience and just the skill level. So I don't think we lack too much in the receiver game.
There was no secret Ashland's team speed was elite. I mean, across the board. I mean, we saw it, and you guys handled it very well. You've got another team this week in PRP that brings great team speed to the table. Brody, when you look at it on the defensive side of things, again, they hit a couple of home runs down there last year. What's the one thing that you've really been focused on watching film that you look at what PRP does well that you guys have to limit them here Friday night?
We got to get number 4 on the ground. That's for sure. I got to stop outside run, and they like to get in a little wildcat, but we got to stop that too. So really just stopping the run.
What do you see up front that they like to do that you guys maybe have some advantage with the way you play that odd front of being able to let those linebackers hawk after the football?
Well, I feel like our D-line has always had a much more of a motor, so I feel like that gives me more space to be able to make more of a play.
Jonah, for you playing that safety position, you've got to keep your eyes on a swivel. You've got to make certain where that ball truly is going is where it is. And for you, again, that breakaway speed with them, you're that last line of defense of letting that ball turn into home run balls. How big is that for you for what you've seen this week of making certain to not allow that 7-8 yard run turn into an 80-yard run?
Yeah, I would just say getting the right fit every time, staying in my gaps, not trying to do too much. Because they will, they'll run stretch and maybe stick their foot in the ground and reverse it right back, you know what I mean? So they have really good team speed. And I think we've been practicing that all week in practice, staying in our gaps, controlling the run, the outside run, and even the pass.
Eli, for you on that outside corner, like Jonah was saying, ball comes this way and all of a sudden you look and here it comes back. And again, if you're not home, you're burnt. Yeah. And they showed last week against Shelby Valley, they can throw the football a little bit. And it's something to where they throw it just enough to keep you honest, to keep that running game going. I mean, for you, how important is it on that backside to have backside contain and not allow those reverses to come back around and turn into big plays?
Yeah, the reverses, those definitely are going to be the biggest things to cover because, most of the defense will be across half the field. So there will be a lot of open space that we just got to get to it and fill the space so they don't obviously run. And being at corner, being the most outside guy, you let somebody outside of you, that's like you just failed your job. Like, that's just basically just got to contain.
Offensively, when you look at what they do defensively, you feel like there's options there, some chances for you guys to go out and hit some big plays, Jonah?
Yeah, I think we can hit some big plays in the running game and the passing game. I think our offense is very, very talented this year everywhere. And I think we can take advantage of the run game or the pass game.
Eli, how big is it to get the running game going like what we saw last year to where it allows that passing game to really open up anytime it wants to?
Definitely when you're like running down teams and they just can't stop the run and then surprising them with like a pass or something, that definitely is a big advantage because most teams aren't going to expect you to be good at both things. So it definitely is a big plus having a good run game.
All three of you know the agony of defeat of last year, of coming up short on that fourth down opportunity and then having it happen here in the season opener your senior year. Brody, how much fire is in you to try to get out there and to kind of relieve some of that pressure this week when you bring PRP in?
Definitely a lot. I really am excited to get back on the field Friday, especially with my fellow brothers and friends. But I feel like we're really going to bring it this week and bring home a W.
Jonah, for you?
Yeah, I'm excited to play. Just ready to get our first win of the season, for the fans and our community. Get our first win at home. I think it'll give us a lot of momentum going into Pikeville, too, if we can get this win.
Eli, what was the atmosphere like here Friday night? It was electric to say the least.
It's definitely it's one of those things you have to experience. You won't be able to feel it from people's words. You have to experience it. There's no other way to know what it's like. It was loud.
It was intense.
For sure.
I think of the games, all the games I've done here, regular season games, that was probably the most people I've seen here since Russell in 2012 or 2022 when they unveiled the turf.
Oh, yeah, the turf.
That was a really good game. And then, of course, playoff games here. Piper last year was really rowdy. That was a great crowd, too. But regular season game, season 26 and out of the gate, that's what you get. It's hard to match that. So, all right, enough business. Let's have some fun now. All right, so we're going to cover 0. So before we came back out of the break, the guys got to pick between 1, 2, and 3. Brody, we're going to start with you. You picked set 2, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so the way this works, I'm going to read you the question. This is rapid fire. The first thing that comes to mind, let it fly. Make sure it's politically correct, okay? Don't say anything silly. It'll get us all in trouble. All right, here we go. Who's got the best nickname on the team, and what's the story behind it, if it can be told?
No one really has a nickname I can think of, to be honest.
Okay.
Stewie?
One PG.
Yeah, I was going to say, one that's PG. Okay, let's go to number 2. What's the go-to post-game meal or snack for you after a big win?
Honestly, I like to go get some McChickens after the game.
How many?
2.
Okay.
With a small fry.
What are you drinking?
Chocolate milkshake.
There you go. Chocolate milk is always good.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to forget their helmet before kickoff?
Probably Aiden Bell.
We got a funny story about Aiden Bell. We're not going to tell it now, but we got a funny story about Aiden Bell from earlier this week. You will see it later on this year. If your team had walk-up songs like baseball players, what would yours be?
Probably Blood on My Soul, Young Boy.
Okay. Who is the unsung hero on your team that doesn't get enough credit?
I don't think Jensen gets enough credit. I think he tries really hard.
Jensen's a goofball. And I can say that because Jensen and I, we have that kind of relationship. He's a great kid. I've got him in class. We've had some funny stories with him all the way through. He's a good one. And you're right, he does. He gets kind of tagged of being that goofy guy that's always cutting up. But when business comes to time to do it, he gets it done. What's one word to describe Coach on game day?
Erratic.
Erratic. I like it. All right, Jonah, you picked number 1, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Number 1, who is the biggest trash talker on the team that can actually back it up?
Still there.
Okay.
100%.
What's one pregame superstition or ritual you swear by?
I don't have any superstitions.
No superstitions at all?
Just
Okay.
go out and play.
Okay. If your coach had to play one down, what position would he play and how long before he needs a break?
Running back, because he used to play it back in the day. Or he was a dog, the Orange Crusher, baby.
Now, how long is he going before he's tapping that helmet? I need somebody.
Oh, we can finish the game.
Okay.
We got it.
Okay.
He ain't cramping up or anything. Let's go.
What teammate would you not trust with the team's group chat?
Stewie.
Okay.
Jordan Stewart.
If the team had to karaoke after a win, what song are you grabbing the mic for?
Oh, gosh. I don't listen to music. Body.
Oh my.
The Body.
Okay.
Who sings it?
Don Tolliver, I think.
Don Tolliver.
Don
Body.
Tolliver Bali. We may have to work that one in somewhere. All right. If you could trade places with any athlete for a day, high school, college, or pro, who would it be and why?
Joe Burrow. Just Joe Cool.
Joe Cool.
He's the coolest man ever, man.
Man alive.
And he's winning MVP this year if he stays healthy.
Yeah, if he stays healthy. That's the question. All right, good job. You made cover 0. All right, here we go. Eli, pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Who wins in a race, your fastest teammate or coach on a scooter?
Probably our fastest team.
If your football team was a movie, what would the title be?
Oh, man. Probably the Underdogs.
Okay.
All right. I like that.
Madden or NCAA?
Oh. I'm gonna be honest, I don't play either.
You don't play either?
That's crazy.
I don't play any sports games.
Brody,
Probably
Madden or
Madden.
NCAA?
NCAA.
NCAA.
Who's your team?
I usually go with Miami.
Okay.
I got a dynasty with Rutgers right now.
Rutgers, I love it.
7th year.
There we go. Let's see who I started with Boston College, and I am now at Mississippi State. We just won the national championship, and so we're on season 3.
I haven't won a conference title. I haven't won.
The funny thing is,
Natty.
my running back, who I just run Texas routes with, okay, he won the Heisman. I didn't even realize he was in the conversation till the season's over, and it's like he won the Heisman. I was like, well, I didn't know I could do that.
The recruiting is what gets me.
Oh, yeah.
I can't recruit. I almost have to put auto recruit on.
I put
every
auto
time.
recruit. I don't mess. I just want to play the game.
I can't recruit.
All right, Eli, you get one superpower to use in a game. What's it going to be?
Probably like super speed.
Super speed? Okay. Like Sonic?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Who on the team could survive the longest on a deserted island, and who's getting voted off first?
Not to be cocky, but I think I'd be the best to survive there.
Who's gone first?
Man, this sounds mean to say. Probably Cade.
Cade.
All right. All 3 of you've survived cover 0. What's the biggest thing that each one of you goals-wise, senior year, what's the thing, Brody, that you want to see accomplished team-wise and individual-wise for you?
I just want to see everybody get on a mature level, to be honest, and go into life and be happy with what they came out with and leave things better than they found it.
For you personally, what are you after?
I'm personally after the gold.
Yeah.
But obviously, everybody has to give up in the same effort. But that's really it, really.
Jonah?
I'd just like to see the team get better every week, just form a better bond with everyone. I think we already do have a great bond. Everyone on the team, 12th grade through 9th grade.
Yeah.
I think everyone really talks to each other, which, that comes with being a small school.
Sure.
But
we're around each other a lot.
Yeah. I think everyone's got a really good bond, and, I think that's special here, and it will only continue as the season goes on.
Eli?
I think everybody's definitely on the goal of winning it all, winning the big game. Been our last 3 years, we haven't got what we wanted, but like Jonah was saying, I think our team is probably closer than most teams around here. Just anybody can talk to anybody. Nobody really. There's no grudges on the team. Everybody's friendly with each other. There's nothing bad between anybody.
All right, guys. Well, best of luck the rest of the season. I'll see you all Friday night.
Thank you.
All right, we'll step out for a break. We come back. Coach is back in. We'll talk Hall of Fame weekend, PRP, and wrap things up here on the show. We continue on Inside Raceland Football on the Ram Sports Network right after this.
For the best Mexican food around, stop by El Colonial, located on Diedrich Boulevard next to Kroger. From burritos to tacos and sizzling fajitas, El Colonial has an authentic menu with something for everyone to satisfy your cravings. El Colonial has plenty of tasty desserts and a wide variety of beverages for whatever the occasion. El Colonial also offers catering no matter the size of your event. When you're hungry for great authentic Mexican food, stop by El Colonial or give them a call at 606-329-1374. El Colonial, your taste buds will thank you.
What if every purchase showed your community pride? At Ashland Credit Union, they can. With our Community Spirit debit card program, every swipe supports what matters most. Our students, our schools, and our community. From morning coffee to Friday night lights, show your spirit everywhere you go. Use the credit option and we'll donate 10 cents to your chosen Community Spirit partner. Visit Ashland Credit Union to get your Community Spirit debit card and start giving back today.
When families come to us for funeral services, they feel comfortable in expressing their wishes and discussing the options available to them. That's because it's all about family and friends at Music and Miller Funeral Homes. Being a family-owned funeral provider, we personally make the decision that affect the standard of service we provide, maintaining the highest standards with careful attention to every detail. When you need a professional to help you with your family, whether it be in the time of need or pre-arrangements, call Jimmy Music with Music and Miller Funeral Homes. He and his caring staff will guide you and comfort you through every detail. Music and Miller Funeral Homes, the funeral home of choice. Bellefonte Country Club is recognized as one of the premier country clubs in eastern Kentucky. Founded in 1921, the club prides itself on providing best-in-pride amenities and services. The club features a restaurant, pool, and a challenging and beautifully maintained 18-hole golf course with zoysia fairways and bent grass greens. The practice facilities feature a driving range as well as putting and chipping greens. The club also offers several pickleball courts for the pickleball enthusiasts. For more information, go to bellefontecc.com. The
Bellefonte Country Club, proud host of the Natural Resource Partners Bluegrass Junior, presented by Encova Insurance.
When your taste buds are craving great Mexican food, stop by Taco Brothers in Flatwoods. Taco Brothers offers dine-in or to-go ordering with a wide selection of great Mexican food no matter what your taste. From mouth-watering tacos to sizzling fajitas, Taco Brothers is sure to have your Mexican favorites. Check out their website at taco-brothers.com for a full selection of food, desserts, and beverages ready to order. When you're hungry for great Mexican food on the go, swing by Taco Brothers in Flatwoods or give them a call at 606-388-8181.
Searching for a family care provider? You can find an SOMC family care office close to wherever you happen to be, where you'll be served by an entire team of healthcare professionals with roots in our local community, all easily reachable through one simple phone number. And at some of our offices, you'll have the convenience of extended hours, same-day scheduling, and weekend appointments. Looks like we just made your search a whole lot easier. The family care providers of SOMC. Very good things are happening here.
When joint and muscle pains slow you down, let Doc get your body realigned at Johnson Chiropractic. Dr. Shannon Johnson offers a wide variety of treatments from chiropractic care, corrective exercises, and electrical stimulation. Doc also offers DOT exams and drug screens. He also provides pre- and postnatal chiropractic services to help new mothers alleviate stress drug-free. To schedule an appointment, call 606-473-5151 or visit them online at drshannonjohnson.com. That's Johnson Chiropractic's proud supporter of Raceland Athletics.
Trust is something earned, not given. For over 90 years, KFB has built trust in your community. We believe our neighborhood is our responsibility. Through our quality service, innovative products, and local decision-making, we are committed to your financial success. Better financials lead to a better life, all with the Better Bank headquartered in Boyd County and serving the tri-state. KFB, the bank you trust and the community you love.
Since 1992, DSI has been serving their customers with quality products and affordable prices for 33 years. DSI offers a wide variety of gear for your favorite team and also offers wholesale and retail screen printing, embroidery, vinyl, and direct-to-film applications. DSI also welcomes your custom design for your team, business, or anything you may need. Have a vision? Let DSI's custom design team make that vision a reality. For over 30 years, DSI has been the trusted name for quality products and an affordable price. Check them out at 511 Greenup Avenue in Raceland or online at supertees.com.
And we're back here on Inside Raceland Football on the Rams Sports Network. Again, first time with us on the channel, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you see something like, hit that bell. A big thanks to all of our great supporters through the program, our sponsors that has come on board and just continue to grow. It's been a good week, Coach. We had a couple of businesses contact us after the Ashland game the other night, wanting to get on board, and we can't say thanks enough to the support for the administration and the district as well, because it's been a lot. This has been a lot to put together, but it's turned out to be a really great thing.
I think one of the coaches sent me, did you post something about 14,000 views?
Yeah, 14,000 views last week.
Something like that. And so it's obviously a credit to the product, number one, on the field and from the booth. And so, obviously I think we're probably a little biased, but our product is unmatched. Yeah. And it's in-house produced. That's what makes it special. It wasn't like that originally. Obviously, we had to build to this point. But and it's just not like last night. I went home after practice, had dinner with the wife there, and we sat down and watched Raceland wrestle volleyball. And, just a tremendous game. And very proud of our young ladies got a win there. But just the views and, you saw our kids, working the game.
Yeah.
And, I think that's what makes it good. It's not just football, and it's all sports. Obviously, football draws a large crowd, and that's to be expected. But we're really proud of where we've come. In what, James? Less than 6 months, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Back in March.
Yeah. So hopefully keep growing.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about first off this weekend, Friday night, Hall of Fame weekend. Some new Ram legends going into the Hall of Fame, and it's something you guys do every single year. It's a big organization that puts this together to make it happen. It starts, as soon as this one's over, next year's already started going forward. But the team goes down, the ceremony happens. We will have it on the stream. If you can't make it out, we will have it there, and you can go back and watch it again and stuff. But it is a big part of Raceland football.
Yeah, so one thing, make sure we tell the fans, the game Friday will be an 8 p.m. kickoff.
Yes.
The Hall of Fame ceremony will begin at 5. Typically, 45 minutes to an hour. It should be wrapped up by 6. This year there are 6 members going in, all the way back to
So the 50s, wasn't it?
There's 2 in 1970, I think 1 prior to that, and all the way up the modern era. I think J.T. Forrest, I think, is the youngest guy going in, and he was about I want to say he graduated in about 06-ish, something like that. I came back here in 07. Somewhere in there, 05, I think it was 06, or maybe even 07, maybe 07. I think that might have been the year he graduated. 2007, 2006 had a really good football team. Got in regional finals, but yeah, I think that was his year. So yeah, really proud moment for our program. 101 years of football. I think this is our first class was 2013. Skip the COVID year, skip 20, so whatever that math up to there. So what were we, 13, 14 classes deep. Now this year's a 6-person class. In recent memory, it's kind of fluctuated between 4 and 6. This year the committee settled on 6, so that's kind of where we're at, and we're really excited. Our team will be there. The team will hang out there from 5 to about close to 6, or right at 6. And at that point, of course, we'll have to come back over to the facility to get ready for the game. And 8 o'clock kickoff, we'll honor those guys at the ceremony, all those guys for kickoff. Their names already hanging down at the stadium. So a really proud moment of our program. Really excited to get those guys back on campus.
Let's talk about PRP, another team that the one thing they possess is speed across the board. They've got guys that can make you make a bad mistake and it's 6 the other way. When you look at what you see on film, I know I've watched some film this week and I've talked with some coaches, and the kind of the shared thought that we've kind of said is very much more organized than they were last year. You could tell last year was a rebuild, but they've started making that progression moving forward this season.
Yeah, they are certainly much more organized. I got the opportunity to see them play last week, and much more organized. Obviously, they had a new coach. Coach May was there. He I think originally is an Eastern Kentucky boy, born and raised, but has been in JCPS for a few years. So you can see when he coaches JCPS, he's got some experience how to relate with those kids, and he seems like he's done a good job building their culture. And one thing that we did purposely when we started going outside and doing this different scheduling is we tried to play people that, and give us exposure to things we can't see. And when you play teams from Louisville or Jefferson County, they will have the fastest guy on the field, and they will have the fastest multiple guys on the field. It's not just, I think it was Brody or Jonah, somebody say something about number 4, and he's a phenomenal player. Outstanding. I think he was a state track champion.
Yeah, hurdles.
In the 110s, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's all you need to know. But they have other guys too. Like last week, there was another guy who, in my opinion, kind of had a bigger game, at least offensively speaking. And number 4 is a two-way guy, really good player. But they're really dangerous in the sense of, they have a design play, I think. But the play breaks down, and that's when maybe they're most dangerous. That they can really correct a lot of mistakes with their feet. And so that's the danger, and that's the challenge, and that's excited for us to see how we grow, because last week we gave up a couple home runs, big plays, and we gotta try to cut that in half if we want to take this thing back to where we've had it.
There was a play last year down at PRP. You guys had them backed up, and somebody wasn't home, and they reversed it back through, and it's 85 yards to the house, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, wait a minute, these guys aren't just going to roll over and go away.
No, you got to have good eyes. You got to make sure no misfits. If you misfits against these guys at 6 points, we're not going to catch them. We know that. They were told that on Sunday night after Ashland was studied and put to sleep. They were told, you're not going to catch these guys. It's not going to work. And so I really got to focus on, we really emphasize, to get a touchdown, you must cross the goal line, okay? Everybody knows that. But before you cross the goal line, you must also cross the line of scrimmage. Let's just wait there for them on the line of scrimmage, because the farther you get away from the line of scrimmage, either direction, you give them room to cut, and you give running lanes through that area from in your relation to where you're at to the line of scrimmage. And that's a big thing, particularly in this game when one misfit is a touchdown. I'm thinking about one play last week. The running back for PRP, number 47, he took off to the right. I don't know, bottleneck, whatever, right foot in the ground, back all the way across the field to the left, untouched touchdown. And so that's the challenge this week. Can we be disciplined? Can we be poised? Can we stay in our run lanes and our rush lanes when they do run the ball? Can we build that wall when they do throw the ball? Can we keep the quarterback in the pocket and try to get inside pressure? Because, again, he's dynamic with his feet as well. And then offensively, can we be efficient? Can we be on time? Can we really put some pressure on them? Whereas they maybe get a little stressed on offense.
You look at their passing game. Again, they threw it enough to make you have to kind of pay attention. The numbers a little miscued though. 130 yards to the air, 90 plus that came on one play.
Yeah, again, the number 4,
yep.
96-yard touchdown to number 4. In their scrimmage game, looks like they threw it a little bit more. It's a scrimmage, so, maybe we did too.
Yeah.
So last week against Shelby Valley was, for the most part, a very competitive game for them. So I think when you get competitive games, you kind of see what teams want to do, and that's what you kind of saw with us last week, kind of what we feel comfortable in, and we got to be able to branch out and grow in that area. But it's no doubt it's all going to start with number 4, and he had I think it was a 96-yard touchdown catch or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure how many yards he had rushing, but him and they kind of have a 3-headed monster back there with him, number 23 and number 47. All really good speed. Then they do this Wildcat package where they're all 3 in the game at the same time, and 4 is the quarterback. And so just a really stressful situation on the defense there. Can you make sure, they put some linemen in the game and you get some unbalanced sets, and can you make sure you fit all the gaps, and they're going to give you some extra gaps to fit. And when you get them there, you got to get them on the ground. Mm-hmm. And so, that'll be the challenge this week for our defense. Not so much, physicality, running downhill kind of at your neck per se. Maybe like Ashland did some. More so, do you want to try to outrun you to the edge? Can you keep contained? Can you keep leverage on the ball? And, oh, by the way, while you're going to the ball, can you keep your shoulders square and not overrun anything and give them running holes and cutbacks? And so that'll be our challenge this week.
Offensively, you look at what Shelby Valley was able to do with them. They rushed for nearly 300 yards on 50 carries. Had 2 guys go for over 100 yards in the rushing attack. And, that's something when you look at the running back stable that you guys have to offer, you feel like that you've got a tremendous amount of depth at that position.
Well, one thing for sure, I think last week were we under 2 yards per attempt, I do believe.
It was I think like 2.3.
Okay, somewhere around 2. And maybe even take the sacks out of it. It may have been a little bit over 2. But, we have got to be able to run the ball more efficiently. Mm-hmm. We got to be able to get ourselves some separation. And one thing, James, is, we talked about last week 3rd down. We 1 for 10 on 3rd down, 1 for 4 on 4th down, I do believe, yep. So 2 for 14 or whatever. But one of the reasons for that was because of the adverse situation that happened to us on 1st and 2nd downs. In other words, our 3rd downs were, again, we just talked about earlier, 2nd and 24 at one time. Our 3rd downs, I think you said one time, was 3rd and 20 or 4th and 20.
4th and 20. On the one right here when Jake got pushed out of bounds, 18. About a yard short.
Yeah, and so what happened was those down and distance were so unfavorable on early downs. Mm-hmm. It made 3rd down so much more difficult for us. So that's why we got to make sure we're on time on 1st down. Our goal on 1st down is 4+ yards. Last week, over 60-some plays, we did not achieve that very often. Matter of fact, Ashland had, 14 negative plays. Of our 60 snaps, 14 of those were negative plays for us. Basically, 1 out of 4.
Yep.
So those are things that we have to be better at and try to stay on time. And hopefully we can be able to get some more run game going, but also, mix and match our pitches with run game, pass game, so those guys complement each other, not necessarily lean on one more than the other, just be complementary to each other.
We'll have the kickoff at 8 o'clock Friday night. We'll have our countdown to kickoff coverage beginning at 7:40. And then don't forget, at 5 p.m. that evening, it is the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. If you can't make it out here to see it live, you can watch it with us right here on the Rams Sports Network. Coach, always a pleasure. We'll talk to you Friday night.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Big thanks to Felicia and Jacob behind the scenes, Brody, Jonah, and Eli joining us for Cover Zero, and, of course, everyone out there who've tuned in. So, for Coach Mike Salmons, I'm James Collier. So long, everyone.
He'll go right up the gut. He's got 1st down yardage and more. He's pushing side edge. Turns the corner at the 30 down the sideline. Out near side to Arnett. Arnett cuts back in and has a wide open. And it doesn't get there. No. And it never gets old saying for this. Let's go Krogering.